The first thing you notice from the dock of the new Sun Odyssey 469 is this giant aft platform. This platform here it can be electrified, even with a remote control. It gives the cockpit a lot of extra space. It has integrated telescopic swimming ladder, so really a very nice space that makes the cockpit much bigger, whether you're at the dock or certainly when you're away at anchor. The next thing you see when you arrive is, of course, a very wide cockpit that is all at the same level. There are no steps. There is nothing really to get in your way. That makes the living on board very, very easy. You can see that the cockpit's divided into two sections. You have an aft section, which is where we have all of the steering systems, all of the electronics. The winches are all led aft here to the steering stations. And then forward we have more of a lounging entertainment area. And in that area there, a very large table with lots of space for guests. If we look at more in detail here at the steering station, you'll see here that what we've done on this boat is integrated in a GPS touchscreen at either helm. So you can have all of your information here really at your fingertips, all of the chart information, AIS information, all of your systems monitoring, depth, speed, wind, all of that is done right here from the helm, so nothing here not necessary to go walking around the cockpit to find it. We have, of course, and it's a signature of the Sun Odyssey range, the primary winches here, which are right in front of the helm, which of course can be electric winches. And here on these winches we have both the main sheet and the jib sheet coming back. And we even have the sheets coming back here even when we have the self-tacking jib. The self-tacking jib sheet is led back here, so really a very hands-off, hands-free type sailing on the boat. Obviously our primary helm here is on the starboard side, where we have throttle control, and we have the optional autopilot control as well. One of the things you'll see here, and it is really a key feature of the boat, is the fact that this area here in the corner of either helm station is not at all disturbed by the use of the backstay. The backstay is, we've gone with a large central backstay, which means that you keep this corner completely open, and you can see that you can sit very easily outboard, all the way outboard without anything in your back. You have the good access to the wheel. You have your electronics. You see the sails very easily. You have you do have a footrest here that helps you stay here when the boat is heeled over and in bad weather. But otherwise, a very open area to drive the boat in. And that is really something that you should make sure everybody comes and sits down right here, because it's a fantastic spot to be on board the boat. The central backstay, as I said before, can have a hydraulic system for adjustment. So that's a nice little option. And the central backstay becomes a great place to hold on to. It becomes, in this very wide cockpit, a fantastic handhold as you move through the cockpit, and of course as you get on and off of the boat using the aft platform. As you move forward through the cockpit, you come to a very large cockpit table. The cockpit table is a real central part of life in the cockpit. So here we've tried to integrate a lot of different functions into it. We have here, of course, areas here which are great for putting your cups, your glasses, your bottles, all of your loose items that can sit in this little recessed area here and keep them from being blown away. We have, of course, a storage locker in there, which has bottle holders as well, so if you want to keep drinks out in the cockpit. We have a very innovative feature, of course, which is to bring the 360 docking system right here to the table. So that's our joystick docking system. The controls right here, so you're in the center of the boat. You can see both sides. You can very easily see behind you when you're using that. So that is something we have. We share also with the 509 this type of feature to have it right here in the center of the cockpit table. And a second control for the bow thruster, which means that you have a very easy control of the boat when using the 360 docking system from right here in the cockpit. Behind that we have some instrumentation which is optional. We have a chain counter and windlass control here, so that we can use that right from here, and also a repeater for various information, wind, speed, depth, etc. You'll see here that we have some switches on the side of the cockpit table, and these switches operate the indirect lighting that we have here on the top of the table. It operates the indirect lighting that we have around the table base, so for very nice in the evening you can light up the flooring of the cockpit, or even when at sea to give you better visibility during the night without giving you direct light. And then we have this third one here, which is an optional switch that is coming with the bimini. And the bimini for this boat integrates in LED lighting into the bimini arches, which means that you can have, with the bimini open in the evening, a very nice ambient light coming from the bimini as well. The table leaves here are very nicely sized. They can be either in fiberglass, so as the standard, or here as an option with the teak wood. So that's something that dresses up the table quite nicely, and of course can be delivered with or without a protective cover. The other thing that you find in this area of the cockpit is a lot of our storage compartments. So we have here two great cockpit lockers on either side. One of the nice features of the boat is to have gas lifting shocks on all of the cockpit lockers, which means that it's very easy to use. You don't have to worry about it falling down on your head. It's something that we have throughout the boat on either side here. And we have also two cockpit lockers that are underneath the helm stations in the back. And those are, again, on gas shocks. You can see also here forward, we have a bunch of hull ports here that provide a lot of extra light and ventilation to the aft cabins. We'll see that when we get to the aft cabin. But we have a hull port here that's right at eye level as you walk into the aft cabin. We have one down here underneath the seating, and we have a hatch as well for that aft cabin. So a lot of space has been given over to making sure that the aft cabin has the proper light and ventilation. Another nice feature of the boat is the companionway door. You can see that I've come all the way forward on the cockpit here on one level, no steps, nothing to get in your way, very easily circulation around. And you can see the door sill is actually quite low as well, which means that you have a very easy step over to go into the interior. The two closing doors are sort of saloon style, so they are kept in place with a set of magnets, and they can be easily opened and closed. And even locked to close like this, and of course a traditional sliding hatch. And these stow away with their magnets to either side of the cockpit. To either side of the opening here we have our coach roof winches. We have here to port sort of the primary coach roof winch, which can be an electric winch, and this is where we have coming back the variety of halyards and so forth. And we have the starboard an optional winch, depending on what type of equipment you take for the boat. But certainly if you're using a classic mast with some extra bits and pieces like spinnaker, code zero, etc., that's a good choice for you. And we have below each winch here, which are not installed in the boat, but we have the ability to have some halyard bags, which keep it nice and clean when you're using the boat. Up on the foredeck of the very sleek, stylish 469, you can see we have a huge amount of space up here, very easy to move around. We've got a big sail locker access here, and that's a real key point to this boat. It's one of the few in this size range to have a sail locker of this size, or even to have a sail locker at all. So it becomes a great place to stow all that extra equipment that you'd have on board for a big offshore cruising boat. You can see forward of that there we have the electric windlass with the very easy access out to the double anchor roller, and we have a very deep anchor locker that's accessible here with the control and all of the equipment necessary. Big cleats out here, great for using a mooring system that is on a Pondy type system. You can see also here, this is a nice feature to point out. This is the optional fitting here for the releasable forestay. So when you do a releasable forestay, you can see that you have quite a bit of room between the primary forestay and the releasable forestay. As you move aft, you'll see as we go up onto the coach roof here that all of the hatches on the coach roof are flush hatches. So again, it contributes to the style as well as to the safety of the circulation on deck. And as you move back, you can see here on this test boat that we actually have several sets of different sailing equipment. The standard sail plan for the boat is a classic full batten main with a 106% Jeanneau, and that 106% Jeanneau is sheeted using this track right here that's on the coach roof. So again, an advantage that we have on the rest of the Sun Odyssey range is that this track here is up on the coach roof, which gives you two major advantages. One is a nice inboard sheeting angle to your Jeanneau, and the second one is the ability is keeping all the deck hardware off of the side deck. So as you circulate around on the boat with this standard track, you have nothing to stub your toe on, very easy to move around, very clean lines, and again, better sheeting for the jib itself. As we, of course, we adapt the boat to a variety of different sailing needs. One of the things that we have more and more demand for is the self-tacking jib. So we replace the 106% standard jib with a self-tacker, and that self-tacking jib comes with, of course, a track system here that's in front of the mast. One of the advantages of this type of system is compared to what you see on other types of self-tacking is that the sheet for this sail is led back through these through the eyes here all the way to the helm winches, which means that from the helm winch you can control the main sheet, which is on a German sheeting system, and also the self-tacker, which is really a fantastic advantage because the whole point of a self-tacker is for it to be a very easy to use sail, and this makes it very, very easy to use with everything coming right back to the helmsman. Moving on from the standard track here, which can be either fitted with a pin car or an adjustable car system, we have the car system that we use, the car and track system that we use for the large overlapping jib, and that's here on the side deck. That's an option, and with that comes a 140% furling Jeanneau. For somebody who is using the boat in a lot more light airs and wants to have more sail area, that is that's an option for people. But the boat itself is designed around the concept of the short overlapping head sail, that 106%. So that's definitely the recommendation. You can see here you've got your main sheet coming down from the boom, and it's again being led underneath what we call the eyebrows of the boat and right back to the helm. So no matter what sail arrangement you use, whether that be the 140%, the standard 106, or even the self-tacking jib, all of your lines are led right back to the helm. So a very, very easy boat to sail on. One of the things that we believe strongly in at Jeanneau, and we know that it makes part of a great seaworthy boat, is the use of a big heavy-duty main sheet track. You find that throughout our Sun Odyssey range, and we have here, of course, a big ball-bearing car with everything led back to the cockpit. The main sheet is a German main sheet system, so going back to either helm winch, and then the track itself adjusted from the winches on the coach roof. You can see on this boat a very, very wide side deck, and that was very important for us to have because it is first and foremost a very seaworthy boat, and it also contributes to the very classic lines that you find on this range of Sun Odyssey. Again, something you find throughout our range, the inboard sheeting, and that inboard sheeting is a huge advantage because it gives you this very easy passage forward. You have here this track that's on the side deck. But as I said before, without this particular option, you would have no deck hardware whatsoever. So very, very easy circulation along the side deck, and an integrated handrail here that runs the whole length of the coach roof for easy movement forward, and a nice footrest here, which is done up in the teak wood on this boat. So it gives it a nice, classy look to the lines.